Hey, what's going on? Welcome to the Fans of Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Paulie Price, and today we're going to be talking about Wednesday Night Wars, and that's with AEW and NXT. Before we get into it, if anybody's watching this video after its live stream, if you'd like to skip to a certain part of the video, that's cool. You can actually go into the descriptions, and I'm going to have some timestamps there so you can fast forward if you want to see NXT or if you just want to see AEW or just the overall show rating. So this way it's more convenient for you. All right, so we're going to start off with AEW. It was a really good show, and let's break it down. So the first thing that we saw in the show was Jon Moxley coming out, and he was going to face Ortiz. I was super excited about this match. I love when they start the show off with Jon Moxley. He's such a great wrestler and such a great storyteller. It's very fun to watch everything that guy does. And Ortiz is such a great guy, too. So this match was really intense. It was back and forth. But Moxley had majority of the win. He actually got the win, with the paradigm shift. But, of course, Santana was outside, came in the ring and got involved and started attacking Moxley, where Moxley got the paradigm shift on him, putting him out. Now, during this whole match, Chris Jericho was at commentary. And, when that guy's on commentary, he's gold. It was great. Everything that was coming out of his mouth was such a great storytelling, the way that guy can do it. I just love the way that guy just gets on the mic and just spits it. And so Jon Moxley gets the win. And right after that, he pulls out keys. And he's dangling the keys in front of Chris Jericho. And Chris Jericho sees it from a distance like, hey, wait, that's my car. That's, give me back my keys, from the $75,000 Ford GT. So Moxley continues to wave the keys. And then he actually kind of like grasps the keys in his fist, sticking out just one key. And, they didn't know what the hell was going on. So then you can hear him scream, eye for an eye. And then they figured out what he was going to do. Yes, he was going to poke out Santana's eye. And you know what? He did just that. And this was really cool how they did this segment. I like how they ran into the ring and Moxley was able to get out of there in time. Just great storytelling. Now, next week, we're going to have an eye for an eye match, grudge match between Santana and Jon Moxley. So we have two guys fighting with both of them having one eye. So I'm really intrigued to see how this is going to go. And for me, I gave this a 4 out of 5. I thought this was an outstanding match. Great segment at the end, and Chris Jericho doing the commentary the whole time with Sammy Guevara. It was just great. Great way to start off the show. Okay, the second match of the night was a tag match, and that was with SCU versus the Best Friends with Orange Cassidy. You got to say that. This was a really fun match. There was a lot of things that happened. We got to see SCU get their ass whipped a little bit in this match, which was actually great. But I have to give it up for SCU because they did come out with the win. They were able to get out with the win, but after the match, the Dark Order just stormed the ring. Just a bunch of guys just taking out everybody. I did skip over a little moment with Orange Cassidy. I'll go back real quick because he also had a second one at the end of the match. But yes, at this point in the middle of this match, there were so many guys laid out on the outside because of everything they were doing. Orange Cassidy kind of like got in between them and just like kind of laid down, just sat there like this. It was great. Just his whole character, his whole vibe is amazing and brings such a great presence and gets a great crowd reaction. It always gets that pop. So let's go back. SCU gets the win. Dark Order storms, takes out everybody. But Orange Cassidy. Now, so here's the fun part. Orange Cassidy notices that everybody's out. And, he scurries in the ring with the Dark Order in the ring already. And he basically just does a stare down. And the head guy, I'm not sure what his name is, comes out and kind of hands him the mask. Like, here, be a part of the Dark Order. And then, of course, Orange Cassidy, hands in the pocket. Of course, he gets the boots, but, that was just a great segment, a great pop. I love the Dark Order. I think the Dark Order is a great idea. I said it in my last video. everything that they do, I like. And today we saw a segment where it looked like a regular prescription commercial. Like, if you take Viagra, if you join the Dark Order, there may be some symptoms. So that it was just cool. I like the vibe that they're getting. They're trying to recruit people. It's pretty cool. It reminds me of Star Wars a little bit, but I digress on that. So for me, I'm going to give the tag match a 4 out of 5. It was really entertaining. The pop with Orange Cassidy, then the the SCU winning the match, and then Orange Cassidy again with the Dark Order. That was great. Great segment. So 4 out of 5 for that one. Okay, so after this match, I see there's a couple people watching. If you want to just comment or say anything, go right ahead. Okay, so now we're going to go into the women's division. It's the third match of the night, and it was with Dr. Britt Baker. I got this right this time. Versus Yuka. Now, I don't know how to say her last name, nor am I going to say it because I don't want to disrespect her. So, Yuka making her debut on AEW Dynamite, although she was on Double or Nothing, but this is her first time on national television. So, this is pretty cool for her. She gets a debut. This match here, based on my notes, was, it was pretty much all Britt Baker. And there was at one point where Yuka got a couple moves on her. And in fact, she got the roll up and got I think she did a crucifix pin and got the win over Dr. Britt Baker. Total upset right here on her debut. Congratulations on that. But, of course, the Doc wasn't having it. She rolled out of the ring, grabbed the ring bell, and attacked her from behind. I mean, knocking her out. And then she took Yuka's mouth, put it on the bottom rope. This kind of reminded me of American History X when he put his mouth on the curb and he stepped on it. It was kind of the same thing. She put her mouth on that bottom rope and then she stomped on the back of her neck, back of the head. And, man, it looked intense. And in fact, she kept her hand over her mouth for quite some time. When she finally pulled away, we saw some blood. We saw a missing tooth. So that was pretty cool considering that she's a real dentist, Britt Baker. So that was like, hey, like I knocked out your teeth. What are you going to do about it? Plus I ain't going to fix it. So I like the angle. I like this whole heel with Britt Baker. She definitely, for me, like I there are moments like when she hit her with the bell, I wasn't convinced that it was a really good sell on her hitting her with the bell. Where I would have hit her hard with the bell, but I would have had my hand in front of there and I would have kind of just did that. But it would have been such a quick impact, you wouldn't have noticed it. It was really slow the way she did it, and I didn't buy it for me. But when she did put her mouth on the bottom rope and step on her back of her head, that I liked. I felt like that had a good realism. And then she put her in a lockjaw again after that, so couldn't keep her hand in the mouth because of all the blood. So that was pretty cool. I'm gonna give the match 3 out of 5. It wasn't. I couldn't get emotionally invested with this, and there wasn't much storytelling, but I did like the aftermath post match, and I did like the drama that it caused. But for me, it was an okay match, 3 out of 5. Okay, so now after that match, we had the tag champions come out: Kenny Omega, Hangman Adam Page, and the Young Bucks, because they were going to face off the Lucha Brothers, the Butcher, and the Blade. This match was ridiculous. So much going on. I don't even know where to start, to be honest with you. I can say right off the bat that Hangman Adam Page did not come out with anybody. Came out first, and he kind of just like started the match off, just went straight in. Like waste no time. He's on that whole drunken binge right now. I'm loving the character that he's doing. I'm loving that the Elite is at like a standstill right now. I think it's good writing. I think it's a good momentum to tell more stories for the future. I mean, listen, AEW is a young company. They have a long way to go, and I think what they're doing right now is very smart. So this was definitely a high-flying match. Rey Fenix, doing a couple moves to the outside, the flips that they do, and the lariats, and the Young Bucks with the flips and the super kicks. I mean, it for me, the match was just phenomenal. There was so much going on, and unfortunately, it resulted in this, that Hangman Adam Page did not want to tag in the Young Bucks. He actually kind of looked at the Young Bucks, and they were like, come on, tag us. And he just was like, no. And turns around, Yeah, gets knocked out and loses the match. So that was a pretty shocking match and an outcome for me. I wasn't expecting that, especially that they're the tag champions. So, of course, this resulted in Hangman Adam Page just flipping out, running out of the ring, grabbing someone's beer, drinking the beer again, and storming out, with leaving the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, one half of the AEW tag champions, in the ring. So that was pretty messed up. But yeah, the Lucha Brothers hit their combo and put him out. And Hangman Adam Page got pinned. So that was brutal on that part. He storms in the back. Now, Tony Schiavone comes in the ring and starts to interview Kenny Omega. I obviously to what's going on with the Elite and what just happened with Hangman Adam Page, but he's interrupted by the one and only bastard, Pac, who immediately goes at Kenny Omega and is like, "What's going on? Where's my match? Are we gonna fight? You keep stalling. Are you gonna give me an answer?" Even threatens to hurt Riho, who's standing behind him backstage, where Kenny Omega immediately was like, no, please, I'll fight you. Let's go. And then Pac says, "All right, to be honest with you, I'm not a monster. I would never put my hands on a woman, but she's a monster," and walks away. And then all of a sudden, Riho gets attacked by nobody but Nyla Rose, who knocks her on the ground, then puts her to a table. The table didn't break, so it looked like it really hurt, and she just fell over the side, and then licks her hand, which I'm not too thrilled about, and basically says next week she's got that title shot against Riho. So this is really interesting storytelling for me too. I like that, and we're gonna see Kenny Omega and Pac go at it again. So this is really interesting too. So yeah, for me, that the tag match with the Young Bucks and the Lucha Bros, I gave that a 5 out of 5. That was an outstanding match. Great storytelling. The whole thing was great. Great job on those. So let's see. The next match was, yes, the next match was very fun. And that was Super Bad Kip Sabian with Penelope Cruz versus the bad boy Joey Janela. This match was very entertaining. I love the storyline that's going on with them, that Joey Janela used to date Penelope, and last week on AEW Dynamite, Kip Sabian was fighting against Cody Rhodes, and Kip Sabian was on the outside, and he went to do his usual kiss Penelope Cruz, but Joey Janela was in the crowd, came up, got in between them, and that was just a great scene, and gave him the finger and bounced out. So now it pretty much led up to this match. So now that Kip Sabian gets some retribution in that aspect. So this match was very entertaining. It was a hard-hitting match. These guys kept countering each other. I mean, 1 minute when I thought Joey was getting knocked out, he's coming back and reversing it. And there was one point where Joey Janela was outside, and Penelope Cruz smashed his face into the steel stairs, and scratched his eyes. So that was pretty crazy that she was getting involved. I love that. That had so much more value to the match. And the match ends basically with Joey Janela getting in the ring, gets a DDT. Kip Sabian takes a quick break and gives Penelope Cruz a kiss while she comes up on the apron. Joey gets up real quick, tries to go give him a clothesline, but winds up knocking down Penelope Cruz to the ringside. And he was just so stunned by that. Kip Sabian pulled him with the roll up from behind, grabbed the tights, and gets a dirty victory over bad boy Joey Janela. So this is good storytelling here. We're definitely going to see Joey, we keep seeing him struggle, but now I just can't wait for him to get retribution. And hopefully they have a match at the pay-per-view that's coming up. And they can really get it on and maybe have a cool stipulation in that too. So for me, I'm giving that match a 4 out of 5. It was very entertaining. Told a great story. I like Joey Janela. I like his style, as well as Kip Sabian and Penelope Cruz. I like everything that they're doing. Great job with the ref too. He did a great job, keeping the order and trying to do his best to keep order. All right. So now after this match, we went backstage and we see Hangman Adam Page with the beer in his hand, title over his shoulder, and he's about to get interviewed. And he's asked, what happened? What's going on? And he's like, what do you mean what happened? And all of a sudden the Young Bucks come running in. minus Kenny Omega, I guess, because he's all messed up because of what happened with Pac. He's busy. So we just saw the Young Bucks, and they're like, "Yo, what's going on with you, man? If you're gonna continue this, you're gonna lose that title." And he answers, like, "Well, what are you talking about? What's the problem?" And he goes, "You know what? I know what the problem is." And he grabs his beer. Nick grabs the beer and bounces. We obviously know that was the issue. They storm off, and the camera zooms in on Hangman Adam Page. Kind of looks like, oh yeah, you know what? They may be right. And then like a second later, he just pulls out this giant big pitcher of beer and starts chugging it. So I was cracking up with that. Hilarious, very entertaining, good storytelling on the part of Hangman Adam Page. Okay, now we're gonna get to the end of the episode. I sigh because I sigh in pain for Cody Rhodes. I want to start this whole segment with thanking Cody Rhodes for taking those vicious 10 lashes to the back to purely entertain us. Thank you, Cody. That was just phenomenal. Great segment. Haven't seen something like that in a long time. The credibility in that was so great. And just having everybody out there. I even like that Brandy Rose came out and broke that fourth wall type of thing. I like that, because that bringing the look that Cody gave her. And when he grabbed her hand and pulled it in to kiss her, man, he had me, man. I was just like, wow, this is like, because it is real. You got to take those. There's no like that dumbass politician that says wrestling's fake. It's like, listen, don't insult our intelligence. I mean, come on. Like, we know it's scripted, obviously, but so is Game of Thrones, and people love that. And so is Walking Dead, and people love that. Hell, Dragon Ball Z is fake. And guess what? People dress up and go hang out and fight in the middle of the forest. That's okay. All right, that's what they want to do. So don't insult us and say wrestling's fake. Yeah, we know it's scripted. Okay, but listen, it's storytelling. It's just like watching a movie. But these guys and these women are putting their lives on the line to entertain you. So I don't see what's fake about that. But I digress. So yeah, going back to this this lashing, the 10 lashes from MJF to Cody Rhodes. I was on every slap. There was even a couple of them that MJF hit the same spot, and then he even hit the like 2 really quick rapid ones. That was really cool. And then I even like when Wardlow was like, "Give me one." Yeah, I'm getting one. And he just took that whack, man, and knocked Cody to his knees, and just you felt it. You felt it. That's all I had to say. And yeah, so Brandy Rose came out and was the last one, and she's like, "You could do this. You could do this." Because if he gave up, he would not be able to fight Wardlow, nor would he be able to fight MJF. So he had to do this. So again, thank you, Cody. And of course, he took the last one straight on the chest, got down on his knees. Everybody came in the ring, his brother, the Young Bucks, his wife. Everybody was there for support. But, of course, MJF still got one up and was able to get a quick low blow and then ran out of the ring and then completely into the crowd and scurries away all the way up to the upper deck. Now, we see Cody, selling the low blow and his family there. And, the credits are about to go on. And it looks like some fan attacked MJF. Now, I don't know if most people listen to Busted Open. MJF had insulted the host, or Bully Ray's co-host, Dave LaGreca. He insulted Dave LaGreca's wife. I'm not going to get into it. You want to know about it, go on Twitter. I'm not going to put him over because that was disgusting. If it was me, oh, man. Oh, if that was me, man, I would have gave him such a great promo and put him in the ground. Oh, man, it would have been a wrap. But anyway, it wasn't me. So, yeah, so he insulted his wife. And at one point of the show, he was saying that he wanted like the fans to like at that show, just let him know, don't jump the guardrails, just have signs and try to get in his, in his face and say, what you did to Dave LaGreca. He has the fat heads out there. So I don't know if they were using that angle or a fan really attacked them. From what I saw, it was really quick. A lot of people said on Twitter that it looked like the Frankie from SCU. We didn't see him. He came out a little earlier to help out when they got jumped from the Dark Order. But other than that, he did have knee pads on. I didn't notice that. and he had like a beanie and a hoodie. So regardless of the fact, even if they were using that as angle, I liked it. Or even if they were using it as like some fan just like, I hate what you just did to Cody Rhodes, you know, which was most likely the angle that they were looking at, because, you know, I doubt they were worried about that other thing. But it like, if that's what they were doing, it was great because it gave it that, whoa, you know, like, you hated this guy so much that a fan wanted to attack him. So, you know, I thought the show was phenomenal. It was a great way to end the show. They started the show great with Moxley and Le Champion. And then they ended the show with Cody Rhodes and MJF. Great segment. Great job. So we're going to get into the whole overall show rating where I'm going to break down everything. So let's go. So for the ref rating, I'm going to give this a 5 out of 5. All the refs did a great job, especially with the 6-man tag. I mean, you know, to keep that order in, and especially with Britt Baker using the bell and, you know, all that stuff, I really thought the refs did a great job. For the match card rating, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. I liked everything that they did. I loved how they started the show. Promos here, match here, quick match, promo match, that main event. We didn't get a main event. We got that shocker with actually, if you think about it, Kip Sabian got the main event with Joey Janela, because after that they did the MJF segment with Cody Rhodes. So kudos for them for getting the last match of the night. Yeah, so match card 5 out of 5. Great job. Production value, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. The commentary is always great, although, you know, JR, few slip-ups, but listen, you know, like, you can't say something. The guy's got issues, and, you know, come on, the guy's a genius. Great job. The commentary team is just phenomenal. The productivity of how they deliver it is great. The visual, the way they keep in picture in picture in the commercial, and they go to the commercial at the right times and let you see certain things. 5 out of 5. And for the show rating, this is not going to be a surprise. It's going to be 5 out of 5. This was an outstanding show, and they definitely upped the game from last week. I don't know if you watched the rating. I gave the show a 4 out of 5. It really didn't do it for me, but great job this week. Definitely was a phenomenal show in my book, and I can't wait for next week. I believe we're going to see Moxley versus Santana. I believe we're going to see something else too. Let me check it out. Yeah, Double or Nothing is coming again, May 23rd, so that's awesome. Yeah, they got a lot of dates set, but yeah, so. All right, so I gave AEW straight 5 out of 5 for everything. Great show. And that's it. So we're going to move on to NXT. And let's go. If anybody has questions, or if you want to talk about anything I said or agree, disagree, also please like the video or dislike it if you didn't like it. No skin off my back. All right. So, NXT. For me, right off the bat, I could say that it was an amazing show. I definitely liked the show better last week, but I did like a lot of things they did this show. So let's break it down. Okay. So we started off with the Broserweights coming out in their little Brosermobile. They won the Dusty Tag Team Classics, and now they got that title shot against Kyle O'Reilly. Sorry. Kyle O'Reilly. Riley. I got to go to bed. I've been working all night. And Bobby Fish. They had a pretty funny segment. They had Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne in the ring. They were talking how they're going to be ready for their Undisputed. Then Undisputed comes out and basically does their typical, you know, you can never beat us type of promo. And then I even like the Fish jokes that they did. That was pretty funny. But this ended out in a brawl. Everybody just straight up just went crazy brawl after this, to the point where William Regal came out and was like, you know, actually, no, I'm sorry. That happened later on. So, yeah. So they basically ruined the Dusty Cup celebration, and they basically just get separated and they go out. Then we go into the first match of the night, and that was Angel Garza versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. great match. The athleticism in this match was phenomenal. Scott is just Swerve Scott is just a great talent, and I love Garza. He's like for me, he's like a new Eddie Guerrero. He's got that Latino heat aspect. You know, I love it. He rips the pants off. Just a great gimmick. You know, this was really a grudge match because if you didn't watch Worlds Collide, Garza lost his cruiserweight title to the Irish Ace, who we're gonna see fight later. Jordan Devlin fights Tyler Breeze. So Isaiah Swerve Scott is the one who got pinned and caused Garza to lose that title. So this is a grudge match. You know, he wants retribution from that, and I don't blame him. And you know what? He got it. This was like I said, a phenomenal match, but he put him out, got the pin, got the win. For me, this match was a 4 out of 5. It was really outstanding, and I really can't wait to see what's going to happen if Garza gets his shot against Devlin. So we're going to have to find out what's going on with that. The next match was another great match, and that was with Dominik Dijakovic, I said it right this time, versus Killian Dane. Now, if you didn't watch my video last week or NXT last week, Dominik Dijakovic wants that number 1 contender spot for the North American Championship against Keith Lee. And he actually defeated Damian Priest to prove himself. It wasn't for the number 1 contender, but he proved himself. This match, he was proving himself again. And Killian Dane basically said that he's being overlooked, that he should be the number 1 contender. So again, this was like kind of the same storyline, but with a different guy, and they battle it out. Slobber knocker. These guys just, you know, Killian Dane's such a beast. The ending, how he got him on the torture rack and then down with right to the knee. Man, Killian Dane sold that knee so well, man. And then Dominik Dijakovic got the win. And then as he, was celebrating, he walked to the ramp and he walks all the way to the top of the ramp, and Keith Lee comes out. Kind of gives him a nod like, good job. And says, you know what? Me, you, take over Portland for the NXT title. Shake on it. And that's it. We're going to have that match. That's pretty interesting. I would even like to see if next week something happens where either Killian Dane or Damian Priest battle out and this turns into a triple threat. That would be really cool. Or a fatal 4-way match. I don't know. That's just good booking right there for me. But this match was great. If it's Dominik, listen, we've seen Dijakovic and Keith Lee about 100 times. All right. And I'm not knocking it. I'm sure every match they did was definitely different and unique. And that's what I like about these guys. And I definitely think that if they add a stipulation, it would definitely take it to the next level. But just think, if Killian Dane and Damian Priest next week both are distraught because they lost and they kind of run into each other and they battle it out, that would be cool if someone gets edited in or both of them get it adds into the next pay-per-view. It's good booking. All right, so for me, I'm going to give that match a 5 out of 5. I thought it was a really great match. It was a hard-hitting match, and I like how it ended with the segment with Keith Lee offering that title shot, to Dijakovic. So now we're going to move on to the Mercedes Martinez versus Katie Catanzaro. Yes, is that right? Quick match. I obviously know why this match was put in place. We haven't seen Mercedes really fight one-on-one. We've seen her enter the Battle Royal. We've seen her join like a tag match, but we haven't seen her. Well, at least I haven't seen her at least one-on-one. So we got to see that. And listen, Casey's a great talent. She's super athletic. She can do really cool stuff that'll help put over that opponent. And she did just that. Mercedes Martinez with a vicious win here and great momentum moving forward for her career here in NXT. So I give that match a 3 out of 5. It was a quick match. It was just really a match to tell a quick story for Martinez and for her to move on. So, again, I didn't get emotionally invested, so I give it a 3 out of 5. Okay. So now, I had said in the beginning of this show, we saw the Broserweights come out. They were interrupted by the Undisputed Era. So now, after that match, the commercial break comes back, and now we see the Undisputed Era walking in the background. Basically, where's Ciampa? Where's Ciampa? All 4 members just walking around saying, "Where's Ciampa? Where's Ciampa?" They even run into a few wrestlers who aren't, ready to wrestle. They're just wearing their regular outfits and on their phones. And I think Kushida got like knocked out and thrown in like the laundry or dumpster, whatever it was. There was even a point where Roderick Strong saw some guy getting a haircut, and they were asking him. He's like, "Listen, I'm just trying to get a haircut." And they're like, all right, no problem. If you see Ciampa, tell him we're looking for him, And they walk, away from the camera. And then Roderick Strong looks back, is like, tells the camera, like, come here for a sec. And then he kind of goes to the barber and goes, "You know what? Let me fix something." Takes the buzzer and just shaves this kid's head real quick, takes off a nice piece. And he had, that Justin Bieber type flop hair up there. So, this kid's got to shave his head now. I thought that was hilarious. I love that segment. And then they even ran into, I'm not sure what his name is. I'm sorry. He's new there, and I'll get his name and I'll say in the next video. But one of the newer talents in NXT, big guy. And, he basically saw what they did to Kushida and was like, "Yeah, you got a problem with me now." And then Roderick Strong came in, got that knee in there right in his face, knocked him out. They were on a rampage to the point where Ciampa found them, started brawling, but it wasn't enough, where they started beating the crap out of Ciampa. This actually winds up going out into the ring now. And then not only that, we saw the Broserweights come out and help out Tommaso Ciampa, to the point where William Regal comes out and was like, all right, this has got to stop. What's going on here? Enough. You guys want to fight? Let's go. This is the main event of the night. So that was pretty cool. I love when they do these storylines in between that turn into matches. I always love that. So that was a great segment there from the Undisputed Era, from the Broserweights. And thank you for William Regal for that phenomenal main event that I'm going to explain that we got. So, yeah, so that happened, and now we're going to go into the next match. I'll give that segment a 5 out of 5. It was really outstanding. I love the whole thing with the shaving of the head. That was great. And the whole brawl out into the ring. So the next match was with the new NXT Cruiserweight Champion, and that's the Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin. And he faced Mr. Gorgeous himself. Yeah, you know him, the original NXT guy. Come on, I'm waiting for someone to say it here. Tyler Breeze, baby. Tyler Breeze is a great talent. I love everything that he did in NXT, and the fact that he came back to NXT. He's just a great talent, and he's just great when it comes to getting on the mic and just like flowing. And he does a great job putting other people over too as well. So this match was a ridiculous match. Jordan Devlin is a great talent. He's a very hard-hitting talent. And when I see a guy like Tyler Breeze, his super kick is so phenomenal, man. He really does kick you in the face, and you got to take it, as well as Jordan Devlin. But Jordan Devlin, listen, he's on a momentum path right now that I don't think anybody can stop, because he got the win easily over Tyler Breeze and put him away. But it was an outstanding match. I did give it a 4 out of 5. It was very entertaining. And, he gave this vicious headbutt at the end of the match, followed by the Devlin side. I mean, really, the guy is he's an immense talent. And now that he's got that title in NXT UK, we can see more matches now with that Cruiserweight title, which I'm happy. I'm glad it's out of WWE. They weren't using it, and now this NXT Cruiserweight title is going to have more credibility and more meaning to it. So great job for the new champ, Jordan Devlin, 4 out of 5. All right, now we're going to go to the part of the show that everybody was probably waiting for, and that was Charlotte showing up at NXT in quite some time and giving her answer if she's going to face Rhea Ripley at next pay-per-view. So Bianca Belair comes out, and she basically says, I don't care about the queen. All I care about is facing Rhea Ripley. And as she's saying this whole spiel and she's talking bad about the queen, Charlotte's music hits. Crowd pops. She comes out. They start going at it. And I love Bianca Belair when she was like, you don't even go here. That was great. I love everything that she does. She really is great on the mic. And she's super talented when it comes to her craftiness with her outfits, and super athletic too, and really strong. I love how she picks the girls up and just tosses them. No, you really don't see that much, and I really like that. I think that's something that's old school, and she brings that feel. And then after she starts spieling with Charlotte, we hear Rhea Ripley's music come out, and now basically she's like, "Whoa, whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Like, this is my house, blah, blah, blah." And then now basically they both are going at Charlotte. And Charlotte's like, "I'm the queen. I can handle this." And, she says her usual spiel. And Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair attack Charlotte from behind and team up together. Put her up on top of the shoulders and kind of did like a flapjack on her face. And that was really cool. The crowd went nuts for that. We didn't get an answer, so it was really cool that we got to see Charlotte get her ass kicked on NXT. And what's going to happen for next week on NXT? Is she going to come back? Is she going to attack them now? I'm really intrigued about this, and I'm hoping that this should definitely help with the ratings too. Although I don't think they really needed it. AEW is about 800,000 to 900,000. NXT does about 700,000. Considering the fact that NXT only has about 300 people in their studio, I think that's a pretty good job. Get only there 100,000 fans shy. So, to be honest with you. Okay, so now we're going to move on to that. Let's see here. So now we're going to go to the main event, and that was Tommaso Ciampa and the Bruiserweights versus the Undisputed Era, which was Cole, Fish, and Kyle. And Roderick Strong was on the outside, so he was not in the match. This match was, like always, crazy. Outside, going in and out. The interference with Roderick Strong was inevitable. We knew that was coming. And it actually ended in a no contest because Roderick Strong just came in the ring and gave a knee to Tommaso Ciampa when he was about to do his move to Adam Cole and probably win the match. So, I like that. I like that we didn't get to see Adam Cole get a move done to him, get pinned. I want to wait for that. I want to see that at Portland. That's something that I only want to see there. I like the usually I don't like no contest, but I felt like here it was necessary, especially with all the animosity throughout the whole show that they were just like, bullying everybody and they were brawling the whole show. It told such a great story, and Roderick Strong getting involved. They actually put out the Bruiserweights, or they knocked them out for a little bit, and they got Tommaso Ciampa in the middle of the ring and spray painted with yellow spray paint a giant X on the back of Tommaso Ciampa. And that kind of reminded me of like the NWO days, like when they did the title with the X. I like that feel. I also felt like it worked for NXT, so that was kind of cool too as well. And it also worked for X marks the spot for the money shot. So that was cool. And then that wasn't even half of it. Just when things were about to get worse for Tommaso Ciampa, we get a surprise return. We see numbers on the screen with 3 circles, and then all of a sudden the numbers disappear, and then 3 circles come together and form, yes, you know it, Velveteen Dream symbol. And yes, Velveteen Dream comes out and just like obliterates everybody. I mean, he really was just jumping at people. I don't know how one guy was taking out everybody. And I for some time when I was watching that, it was so believable because it was like he was so pissed for being out for months from what the Undisputed Era did to him. That momentum was great. I mean, he really just went in there and just started jumping on them full body. I mean, you got to think about it, they were in a match, so they were a little spent. So the fact that they had to deal with that and that momentum, the crowd pop was ridiculous. Great way to end the show. I thought that was a really good way to end the show. So for me, I'm going to give that match a 5 out of 5, even though it was a no contest, man. It was great. That pop at the end was great. Overall, great show. So let's break it down. We're going to start with the referee rating, and I gave it a 5 out of 5. All the referees did a good job. I didn't see anything that, as a fan, I didn't see anything wrong. Maybe you did if you're a professional, but I'm going to list it to Busted Open. They started already. Usually Billy Ray will tell me something that I've never realized before. He'll make me think about something that I never thought. So, that's cool too. And I would like for fans to get involved so that we can learn together. So the match card rating, I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5 because I liked everything. It kind of reminded me of AEW. I don't watch these shows live. Again, I work overnight, so I come home, watch these shows, then do this show. So I get to watch each show. I don't skip back and forth. I like to dedicate my time to each show so I can give a fair rating. So the match card rating, 5 out of 5. I loved everything. The segment in the beginning, the matches. We had like the segment, 3 matches, then that nice segment again with them getting involved, causing that main event, and then seeing the Cruiserweight champion Jordan Devlin making his debut in NXT for the first time, which I didn't mention. So that was cool. And then we saw the Charlotte segment and then that vicious main event with the outcome. So great job for the match card. Production value, 5 out of 5, no doubt about it. Moro, Nigel, Beth, I can't say anymore, man. They do a great job doing the commentary. The product value, the interviews, the backstage, everything that they did, the segment back there, cutting the guy's hair, that isn't in my production value. That's looking at some that we don't usually see. And I like that. And it gives it more value to it. So it's that production value. So 5 out of 5, good job on that. And for the overall show rating, it's not a surprise again. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. It was an outstanding show. For me, I liked AEW just a tiny bit. Last week, I liked NXT way more than AEW. But this week, I got to give it to AEW just a little bit because I liked the whole segment with Jon Moxley doing the eye thing to Santana, and I liked the ending with the 10 lashes, man. For Cody to take those 10 lashes, I'm going to say it now, and also I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be doing later on. I'm going to be doing some live Q&A, but AEW, I'm saying it now. AEW is my show of the week. Best show of the week. I'm saying it now. I haven't seen Friday Night SmackDown. Probably not going to beat AEW. So, but NXT, being that I'm talking about NXT now, 5 out of 5 for everything. Great show. Phenomenal storytelling. I cannot wait for next week. Screw that. I cannot wait for TakeOver Portland. I mean, that pay-per-view is going to be so stacked. It's going to be ridiculous. I'm going to be glued to my TV. So, that's going to be an awesome show. So Velveteen Dream returning, that's a big thing for me, that should be the best show of the week, but I don't know. I mean, I liked it. It was great. But I don't know, that AEW show is great. If there's anybody watching, or if you're watching and I'm done live streaming, comment what you thought or comment what you liked about either show so that I'll definitely comment back and I'll commend you. Or if, you said you didn't like something, listen, it's okay. No problem. It's your opinion. I'll still like your comment because you know what? It's your opinion and you deserve that. So let's move over to my segment at the end of this. Now we're going to talk about on Twitter where I put up a poll every day that there's a wrestling show to see what the wrestling community on Twitter thought about the show. So we're going to do that right now. Hopefully soon I'm getting a new camera so I can start live streaming through my OBS, and then I can start having these things pop up so you guys can see it, and I won't be turning around, which I don't like, but, it is what it is. I started this little franchise business. You got to start from the bottom with what you have, so and that's what I'm doing. So, okay, so I put up a poll, and on my polls I put 3 choices. Fantastic. Fans of wrestling, fantastic, okay, and not a fan. So, simple choices. Was the show fantastic? Was it okay? Or were you not a fan? So let's go. What did you think of AEW Dynamite tonight? I got 13 votes. It's still up if you'd like to vote. Got 12 hours left. I got 13 votes. 76% said fantastic. 15% said okay. And 7% said not a fan. Now, most likely that's probably just one person. Okay, no problem. That's your opinion. Not going to agree with you, but that's your opinion. let's go over to NXT now. So what did you think of NXT tonight? And we got 83% said fantastic. 16% said okay. And 0% said not a fan. So that was cool. This one, unfortunately, got only half the votes, 6 votes out of it. So, I noticed, listen, I don't have a lot of followers. I got about 200 followers, so I try to retweet them so that people vote. But, I do my best to try to get as many votes as possible so that I can get a good, honest answer. But I think these are pretty average. I think that 76% saying it's fantastic is pretty normal. 15% saying okay. And then 83% saying fantastic for NXT. So, listen, those are pretty good numbers for both shows. I'm going to be putting up a poll today, very soon, actually. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's at Fans of Wrestling. But before you do that, the wrestling has 2 I's because someone had it already. So the L in wrestling is a capital I. So just 2 I's in wrestling, Fans of Wrestling. Follow me. I do charts for every show. You can, hit me up, retweet, I'll like your stuff. You follow me, I follow you, guaranteed. So I'm going to be putting up a poll today. Which show did it better? You know what my vote is. It's going to be AEW. I'm going to put that poll up. You tell me your answer, and I'm going to be doing, now I'll get into this now. Now, we're going to have Friday Night SmackDown. Again, I work overnight, so I'm going to come home Saturday morning, going to watch Friday Night SmackDown, and I don't think I'm going to be doing a live show that morning, being that SmackDown sometimes can be a little upsetting where I don't want to do the show, but I have a feeling it's going to be better than last week. So I think that now what I'm going to announce is that Saturday night I'm going to be doing a live Q&A. I'm roughly, I don't know if it's going to be, I'm going to try to do 9 p.m. Eastern, a live Q&A. I'm going to have questions and categories and topics that we're going to be talking about. I don't have all of them in detail right now, but we'll get into that. I'm going to be having that on the post. You'll see. I want people to join. I'm going to be calling a few friends that we can talk about wrestling about the week. We're going to be talking about what was the best show of the week, your top 5 matches. I'm also going to be posting a video probably Sunday and Monday where I'm going to be doing my top 5 matches, and I'll do a full show and an analyst on that. And so Saturday night, 9 p.m., I think, Eastern, live Q&A with the Fans of Wrestling. And I'm going to try to promote the crap out of it and try to get a few people here. I don't really see anybody here today, but I understand it's 9 o'clock in the morning. Again, like I said in my weekly videos, people are going to work right now. People have lives. People going to school. So I'm not expecting people to watch right now. But Saturday night I will, because you're doing nothing. You're home. I'm going to promote the crap out of the show. So I'm hoping I can get a few viewers. I want people to get in the show, ask me questions. I'm going to be calling people. We're going to break it down. We're going to break down the whole week of wrestling. And so I think that's it. About 48 minutes. Wow, that's really long. I don't think I have anything else to talk about. If you like my videos, please like the video. Go to my channel, subscribe, the Fans of Wrestling Show. I have a lot of videos. I do Raw. I do SmackDown, NXT, AEW, as you know you're watching. I do NWA Power. That's 3 R's. And Impact Wrestling. If you like me to do something else, if you like Ring of Honor or any other promotions that are out there, I'll try to watch it and try to do it for anybody that wants me to do it. But right now I'm going to stick with these brands. They're the most accessible promotions that I can watch. I'd say the only televised NWA Powers on YouTube. Everybody has YouTube, so that's easy. I don't have Access TV. Some people don't for Impact Wrestling, but I do have Impact Plus. So I have to wait a whole week for those matches. But I watch those matches anyway. I know who won because I like to really see the storytelling for those shows as well. Okay, so that's it. Thank you so much for watching. If you didn't like my ratings or my review, I really don't care, because at the end of the day, what do I know? I'm just a fan. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe, and make sure you check out my videos that are coming up soon. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys Saturday night, 9 p.m., live Q&A, bring your questions because I'm going to be answering them, hopefully. And we're also going to be doing calls. If you're in the show and you're watching the show live Saturday and you want me to call you, throw your number in. I'll call you and we can chat all things wrestling, anything you want to talk about, new signees, anything wrestling, or if you want to talk about anything sports. I'm a Mets fan, Giants fan. If you want to call me and tell me my Mets suck, no problem. I'll tell you that I agree with you. So, yeah, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern, live Q&A, Fans of Wrestling show. Please be there because I will.